Hello and welcome back to the GorillaBiker, where today we're talking about this precious little pumpkin SV650. Now if you've been following along, you know that I've had some issues with this bike on the couple of track days I've had on it, your rusted fuel tank and then weird fueling issues. And this, hopefully it'll focus, seems to have been the culprit. So this is your fuel pressure regulator. Now unfortunately I've already put the tank back together. For multiple reasons, but the primary reason being it was leaking fuel more. I thought there was less fuel in it, and I didn't really have time to go taking the fuel out. So that is kind of where we ended up. Now I'm just going to take you off this stand here. So now what I'm doing is I'm actually fitting a quickshifter, and I have the quickshifter from my old Aprilia, which I'll explain in a second. But basically the kindness of strangers kind of won through again for me, which I've been very lucky that that's actually happened several times in my life. But yeah, another thing is I'm probably going to have to keep an eye on this because it does seem to aspirate quite a bit of oil. This has done 3 track days, and there was quite a nice sheen of oil in the airbox, which is partially why I opened this up to check. So hopefully fuel pressure regulator issue is resolved. Oh, yeah, I meant to say also. So I was asked about this. And how I knew it was a fuel pressure regulator. This is a Quantum fuel pumps 1, and basically it just kind of forced itself out, so it was sitting kind of like this instead of completely flush in. And this is very, very important. So as part to how your fuel pump works. So I'm hoping no damage was done, and I'm hoping, yeah, that's all good now. So because it started squealing again, I did whip this back out so you can see it now. This clip here fits basically around the fuel pressure regulator here, and that's what I think is coming loose. But honestly, I might just put back in the stock pump as well, just because I don't really want to take this out again. Yeah, we shall see. I'm not really sure what to do at this point. There's definitely something wrong, you know, with this assembly, because, you know, if I was to open the cap, which I've done the cap open test and run the bike, this should not be squealing. So what I might try to do first is, you know, hold that fuel pressure regulator clip in place with a cable tie / zip tie, whatever you want to call it, and put a little bit of fuel in, because it is a pain to drain the fuel to get this done. Yeah, we'll give it a go. So after all that, being in and out of this tank quite a few times at this point, it's actually cleaner on the inside now. It was actually something else. Now it sounds normal. It was the high pressure fuel filter. Thanks to some videos I found online of people having a similar issue. Basically all I did was pull the fuel pump assembly apart. It's that large plastic piece that you would have seen earlier. You can back flush it with clean fuel, which I did, and also ultrasonically cleaned it. I have an ultrasonic cleaner, so I did that as well. But now it actually sounds like it should. So I'm hoping that is the end of the weird fueling issues on this bike. If not, you can also bypass the fuel filter, which if I do that, I'll try and make a video of that. But yeah, I'm going to buy the parts to bypass it just in case. And you basically put an external fuel filter on instead, and then you should be good to go. So yeah, hopefully that is the end of that. Okay, so this is the Healtech quickshifter Easy that I bought quite a long time ago now for my Aprilia Falco. Now, through a strange combination of just people being nice and me actually answering messages sometimes, this has found its way back to me. This is the IQSE SV650. I can't remember the clippy clip kit, but basically this guy is, or should be, a direct fit to the SV650. It actually uses the same connectors and stuff as the Aprilia. Now, I'm not going to name names because he asked me not to, but the gentleman who ended up buying my Aprilia from my friend actually contacted me and asked me would I like it back. Obviously, I was going to buy one for this bike anyway, so I said yes. So the kindness of strangers, and particularly the motorcycling community, both in Ireland and here, it's always doesn't let you down. So to get to this point, you have to remove the tank, which is rather easy. I've done it before, but you just want to remove your fuel hose, which is a little safety clippy clip, your white like power connector for your tank, and then also your vent hoses. And then the tank just comes straight out with 2 bolts up here at the front and 1 bolt here at the back. Don't lose your spacer. There is a spacer in that back bolt, and it's important. Next, you take off the top of your air filter housing, and that gives you access to, you actually don't need to take off the top on this one, I just did, but then we're going to remove some bolts and whatnot, which I'm going to show you now. So you want to remove this clip here. This is one of the many clips that are going to be on this. I'm going to do this off camera because it's going to be a nightmare. You also want to remove this one here because we're taking off the bottom of this airbox. That one was easy. And then there's one kind of clampy clamp bolt here for your rear throttle body, and there's one on the front too. And if anything else comes up, I will let you know. Okay, so hopefully for this particular task, this is all you need to do. Those ones I pointed out, and also these 2 here, which are your crank vent hoses here and here. You want to make sure they go back on really well. I did have my bike, the first time I rode this, was doing some oiling at one point. You can actually see some of the dirt in here, so I'm going to try clean that as well. But our 2 injector connectors are here. So what we're going to do is unplug them, and then basically you put on your loopy boy here. So I'm going to try to do that probably off camera. And then I'll show you, just because it's going to be a bit awkward, obviously, to get in there and you're not going to see anything. So we'll give it a go. Okay, that was actually exceedingly difficult to get the connector off the SV because it'd been there so long. But basically we're going to be plugging this into this little guy, and then this goes back into the actual injector harness. And then, where's it gone? This cable here connects to the negative of the battery. And this connects to the actual control box, which is over here. And then we connect this guy onto, you can either connect it inline here, or you can connect it on here. I'm probably going to put it on there again, just because I can easily switch between GP shift and regular shift. But for now, what I'm going to do is just plug this back in and kind of try to tidy up the wiring a little bit. This is very easy once you get down to here. Getting that plug off was a pain. Actually, how I did it was I got my hand in like underneath the plug to push up on the release, and then I just did the release with my right hand, and then with my left hand I caught the like main body of the plug with this, just gently pried it out, because there's no hand space in there, and I wasn't going disassembling stuff. I did it the lazy way. But anyway, now we can try to get this back together and test it. After quite a lot of faffage, I have everything kind of set just to test. I have swapped the bike into GP shift, and now it's going to be quite loud, but I'm going to let this warm up and then we'll test the quick shifter. Now, what I'm trying to do is connect to the IQSE. Which I really hope it doesn't have to be running for, but it seems like it does. Yeah, the standard password for the quickshifter easy is supposed to be 4325, but it's not working, and I don't know why. So I'm going to play with that a little bit more and see can I get that connected at least to test it. But the good news is the piggybacks and all that haven't done anything bad, because I mean, obviously the bike still starts up and runs, which is a piggyback connector to your injectors, by the way. That's how that works. So yeah, I don't know. I doubt someone would have changed the code, but 4325, I think it was 4325. Hey, we got it. Nice. Okay, now that it's working, let's test it. I think that worked. Definitely working. Wait, I don't need to do that anymore. Okay, it's definitely working. So, yeah, quick shifter's installed. And I just need to figure out the fuel pressure regulator issue, which is annoying, but it's not the end of the world. I can definitely figure that one out. So if you watched, thank you very much for watching. A very special thank you to the gentleman who sent this quick shifter kit back to me. I would have eventually wanted to get one anyway, and this has saved me a considerable amount of money, so I really, really appreciate that. He just said basically he was never going to use it and returned it to me, which, I mean, he didn't have to do. So that's just kind of the motorcycling community in general, and him in particular being a pretty awesome person. So yeah, bike is fine. It smells lean, which would make sense if the fuel pressure regulator is like doing weird stuff. So I have like 2 sets of spare plugs, I always do for track bikes, so I'll probably throw those in as well. Off camera, you don't need to see that, because I've done a video on it. But yeah, at least it's running. It should hopefully be good to go. I need to figure out what's going on with this battery cable. I don't like how it is. I don't know, did someone flip the connection or something, but we'll figure that one out. Like I said, just a really special thank you to the gentleman who sent me the quick shifter, because I wouldn't have been able to buy one for a while at the moment. A lot of stuff going on, so especially, you know, buying the new bike toaster. So yeah, that's it. If you watch, thank you very much for watching. As always, a very special thank you to all of my patrons, and a special thank you as well to the gentleman who sent me back the quick shifter. People who ride motorcycles tend to be pretty cool. So yeah, hopefully at some point I'll be able to pay that back. I do believe in doing that. So, you know, I don't talk about the things I do for people on the channel because I think that's weird. But yeah, that's firmly something I believe in is you know, do things to help people, and then maybe sometimes people will help you, which is cool. So yeah, that's it. If you have any questions on either the fuel pressure regulator stuff, which by the way, once I drain the fuel out of it, I think I'll make a video on just showing you what exactly went wrong, whether that be a short or a full form video. We'll figure that one out. And yeah, I have a quick shifter on my bike now, which is going to be really cool on Z-Track. So yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching. Adios. Outro crew. I was looking, there's some really cool stuff that I can get for the Rebel. So I think I'm gonna start doing those things soon. And for someone asking, they were like, oh, does this not mean you're going to spend more money on the Rebel? Yes, because it will make my wife happy and make me happy because she's happy. So that's what I like to do. That's it. Bye, Outro crew.